Friday review. In these reviews, every Friday we're going to take a sample website. It could be one of my course students. It could be someone that I just found randomly. A lot of times I try to get people that just follow me on Instagram, on the e-commerce hustle on Instagram. And what I like to do is I give them a free audit. So this is something that I usually charge about $500 for. And I'm going to give it to you guys for free. I know everyone is struggling out there trying to figure out what to do next. These free audits will give you amazing points and tips that will help you convert your customers, will help you with search engine optimization, and will help you with email as well. So those are the 3 points I'm going to touch on. Conversion, it just deals with how people are engaging on your website. What can be changed to make it so that it's a lot easier for people to buy from you? So those are the things that I'm going to do today. For the first Friday review, we're going to do Zeanie B. And Zeanie B, she makes, it's a lady named Afriye, who's actually the sister of a good friend of mine. And she makes these amazing head wrap bows. She actually brought a few for my daughters, and they're just amazing. They're actually really, really good handmade bows made from her, and she does a really good job with it. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna help her figure out pinpoint exactly where the problems are on her website, what she needs to fix, and how she can fix it, right? So without further ado, let's get right into it. So this is the Zeanie B website. It's a very well-made website, especially for somebody that's just beginning. Afriye, you really did a really good job here. So I just want to start off like that. Now, what I'm gonna do is just pinpoint some things that you could do better, that Zeanie B could do better to increase conversions, which means to make people buy more and to just have a better engagement on the site. So one thing that I note first is the navigation. The navigation, you have Zeanie B collection, contact us, shipping policy, refund policy. These policies don't need to be here. They're not important. They're not as important as the Zeanie B collection. One thing that you want to think about whenever you're creating this website is like everything that you click on, you want it to be a path to a conversion. When you're trying to click on another page to get more information, that takes people off of the conversion path. That means that they're not looking for your products now, they're looking for information, and then after a while they get bored and they run away. So what you want to do is you want to stay focused on directing your customers to your checkout cart. So that's what you want to do first. So I would take out all 3 of these and just leave it Zeanie B collection. That's it. I think that's perfect. Another thing that you have here is you have this search feature, but I'm going to show everybody in a second. You only have 6 wraps. So nobody's really going to come in here and search for anything. My general rule of thumb is if you don't have more than 2 collections and over 20 products, there's no need to search on your website. And probably it should be around like 50 products, but sometimes you can get away with it when you have 20 to 50 products on your website. But normally you want to just make sure that you're giving people, like I said, a way to convert. Nobody's going to come and use this. So if they're not using this, then it's not valuable to your people, right? So you're just having this just to have it, and it's not being used. So I would remove all search functionality from the website, just because you only have 6 pieces right now. When you become a lot bigger and you have a whole lot more bowls, then you can start to include that search feature in there. Search is very powerful. It is a huge conversion booster, but if it's not being used, then it's not valuable to your customers at the moment. So first 2 points, remove these 3 links here. Make sure you keep them in the footer. You want to keep those in the footer. I'll actually remove this search and add contact us right here in that footer, and then remove these up here. Remove that link as well. That's the second point. All right, so now let's get to this section here. This right here is by far the #1 most impactful and most powerful part of your website. This is called the hero section. They call it the hero section. I also call it the value proposition section. So what is a value proposition? A value proposition is the value that you propose to your customers to say, this is what I'm going to deliver to you when you order from my website, when you use my bowls and not the competition. So you want to make sure that you differentiate yourself from the competition. What makes you different than any other bowl site that's out there? Why is Zeanie B so different? And I will tell you the reason why Zeanie B is so different is because Afrier is the one that's making it, right? It doesn't even have to be Afrier. It can be whoever you are. You're the one that's making this. You're the one that's owning this, and you are the one that can't be different than the competition. I'm going to say this on every single one of these Friday reviews, right? Because it's something that I want everybody to really hone in on. Your differentiator is yourself. You are the differentiator. Even though somebody else might make head bowl wraps, they might, yours might be different than theirs. When it comes to the reason why this customer is going to buy from you and not Amazon and not a bigger competitor is because Afrier is the one that's creating it. If Afrier was to go and tell me all the people that have bought from her site so far, I'm guaranteed that it was mostly people that she knew because they know who she is, right? They know the wonderful woman she is and how she's creating these wonderful bowls for children. So back to this value proposition. So in a value proposition, it consists of 3 different parts. You have 3 different parts of the value proposition. And what's great is that you actually have all 3 of these parts here. So first part is the background image here. The second is this title, which you have Zeanie B. And then the third is, there's 4 parts. The third is the sub headline, which is this handmade kids head wrap bowls. And then what you're supposed to have is a call to action. Shop now. Get your head bowl. Get your head wrap bowls. You want to direct the customer on to the next action. They will follow your direction. So if you direct them to where you want them to go, they will follow that direction. But you have to direct them. So right here, you have that shop now. Let's see if I can pause that and go here. You have that shop now here. This needs to be a button, not just an image. Right now it's a background image. I'm not sure if I click on this, does it go anywhere? No, it does nothing. So you want this. This is the reason why this is so powerful is because everybody sees it, right? No matter what page you come on, as long as you go to the homepage is the most traffic page on any website of all time. It doesn't matter what website it is. The homepage is always the number 1 page it goes to because it's obviously the first one. And so this is the number 1. This page gets the most amount of traffic. So you want to make sure that your value proposition just it's solid, right? So you want to make sure your headline engages people. Your headline should make people stop and say, oh, that sub headline should talk about more, to give more information about that headline. And then, like I said, that call to action should direct the customer. All right. So I would just to make this really simple on yourself, I would remove that Zeanie B. You're kind of being, we see it here twice, right? So it's here, it's here. We know that it's a Zeanie B. I know what website I'm on, but I don't know the value that you're bringing to me. Handmade kids head wrap bowls. That tells me a lot, right? That might draw me in. I might say, all right, I understand that she makes handmade kids head wrap bowls, but why is it valuable? So that's what you want that second sentence to be. Why are these bowls so valuable? And that's what you're going to get into and talk a little bit more about. So what I want to do is I want to find let's find some websites that we can let's find some websites that we can go and talk about, right? And look at and compare and contrast. So we want to find some that's maybe a little bit better than Zeanie B at the moment. And when I say better, I just means that like they just have their stuff a little bit laid out nicer, right? So let's search for head wrap bowls, baby. Let's look at Posh Peanut and let's look at Masonette. We know that these are going to be some decent websites because they're paying for ads. And Masonette is nice. Before I even get to their bowls, I just want to look at their website. What do they have as their value prop? So their value prop is the Love Shop, Shop Now. They are giving you a call to action. They are giving you a headline, but no, it's not. This isn't what I would really call a value prop. It's not really explaining to me the value of Masonette. This is Posh Peanut. Let's look at Posh Peanut. They don't have one either. Let's see if we can find somebody else that might have it. Let's look at Stevie J's. I think I looked at Stevie J's and they had a decent. Yeah. So here we go. Baby must-haves, right? That's some value, right? That shows value. Bowls for all babies. That explains to me what you're selling right away. I know in an instant exactly what you're selling, and these are baby must-haves, and it's for ages newborn and up, right? So that just explains. This isn't the best value proposition, but this is a pretty well made value proposition. And then they have shop our collections now, right? So this is just it's directing people exactly where they want to go. They have this really nice image that's sitting here in the back. And this is another thing I want to talk about. Right now, we have these images that look like they're coming from a phone, which is fine. Don't get, too messed up that it's on a phone. But it could be better in a way that that you're showing the lifestyle of it, right? How these bowls being used. Let's look at it on a cute little baby, right? You have that here. But right now we're using this, you have this scroller. So one thing about image scrollers as a value proposition, it doesn't work. It's going too fast. You see I had to pause it just to see things. It goes way too fast. You're showing me a whole lot and I can't really focus on what you're trying to say. And then I have to do this pause thing, then I got to read it. It's already giving me way too much work. Whereas right here, I know it, I see it, I'm done. I understand it and I want to see more. And so that's what you want. You want people to just get it very quickly without having to do all of this pause. I would get rid of this carousel. I would add a better headline, and then I would add that sub headline and a call to action here, call to action button. And that's what you want to add to your value prop. So let's scroll down. I think the rest of the website is fine. There's nothing wrong with what you have here. Show people your collection, show people your head wraps right away. Do all of those things. Let's look at what Zeanie B. Let's look at the collection. Oh, it's all just on the homepage. Okay. So you might not even need this link here. I would probably get rid of all of these links and just keep it to just this, because that's really all your website is. It's just this one page, or at least you have no collections page really. So one thing that I would like to just shout out really quick is a SEO tip. And so my SEO tip is to add a FAQ to the bottom of your page. Let me see if there's an app. Shopify SEO FAQs. So what you want is you want an SEO version of an FAQ, right? An FAQ is a frequently asked question. So there are apps, if I could find one. There are apps that does this for you. I do this myself, but I will look for an app that adds FAQ that's SEO friendly, right? So you want one that's going to give you some SEO boost. So that FAQ skimmer, that's what you want here. So I would definitely look at this app. And I would add this to the bottom of this page. I would add this FAQ right around here above this Instagram and right below the products. I would add an FAQ there. What that's going to do is give you a SEO boost, a search engine optimization boost. Okay. And this is what boosts your listing on, well, your website on Google and Bing and Yahoo and the likes. And so I would use an app similar to this. It has a free version, 10 questions and answers. Perfect. I would just use this free forever plan. And I would add that FAQ. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, this is decent. I'm sure you can put it together in the Shopify app and add your FAQs. get some FAQ inspiration. So I will look for head wrap. Actually, let's use that same Google search. FAQs. Let's look at this. Yeah, so this is perfect. So this is some inspiration for you, right? So you have all these inspiration for FAQ. Another way to get inspiration for what questions to ask is I like to use answerthepublic.com. This is also a really great tool to use just for your SEO in general. So let's use Answer the Public and let's do head wrap bowls. So I like to look at this as a list. So there is, let's get out of that. Yeah, so head wrap bowl tutorials, head wrap bowl Tyler. These are keywords that you want to use within your text. And within your FAQ, but there is, okay, so there's not a lot of whys or hows here in this visualization. There is a question. Okay, so that's, we can't really find any questions. Usually I would get at least one question. I can't find any. So let's see, baby bowls. Let's see if that works. Oh, I only get a few free searches. Okay, so normally what happens is that I get a list of questions from that search. And this, what this app does is it takes a lot of information from Google and it displays it in a way that makes sense as far as keywords, right? So these are the keywords that are being searched from this keyword, so you can create what's called long tail keywords. So that's that. I'm going to keep this a little bit short because I don't want this to go too long. A few things. Let's just look at the product page. Let's look at a product that actually is in stock. So you have, yes, so this is all good. This is pretty much standard. I would take away these share buttons. Nobody clicks on the share button at all. So I'll click that away. It's great that you have this, you may also like. I will make sure to just try to merchandise this in a way that, you know, if this is the one that we're using, that like maybe these are similar color bowls, or, you know, you want to do it so that it makes sense to the customer and what they're looking at. But this is fine for right now. You don't have that many products, so I would keep it similar to that. One thing that I did see is that you don't have any newsletter pop-up. You do have this newsletter down here, but all you're just saying is newsletter, which isn't really that engage. It doesn't engage the person, right? It doesn't engage the customer. It doesn't make them say, "Ooh, I want to do that." So yeah, let's make this a little bit more engaging. I would say, you know, join now and get 15% off, you know, or get, you know, stay up to date with the latest products, or something to bring people in that makes them stop and say, I do want to add myself to this. Okay. The last tip that I want to say is your descriptions are just a little bit flat. It's good that you have all the specs and information, but I would say copy your competitors. So I believe, let's see if we can search here, bowls. Let's look at bowls. I will copy your competitors and see how, look at this. This is a great description, right? Copy your competitors, see what they do, and then format it for yourself and do the same thing. What you want to do is you want to look, act, and feel just as good as your competitors. And if you have any questions on how to do that, you should ask me. or you should go to the ecommercehustle.com, and for $99 you can take my course and your website will look just as good as Masonette, as a Posh Peanut, any of these websites. Okay, so Zeanie B, I hope that you were taking notes and making the best of your website. Good luck, and thanks for joining me.